Hi everyone, we're going to do a video today on how to update the firmware on a Volca FM. So stick around and you'll find out. Well, thanks for watching. So today we're just going to go through the basics on how to do a firmware update. And so firstly, you can see here we've got the Volca FM, and I'm going to show you what you're going to need to do the firmware update. You're going to need the power supply, which is the Korg KA350. And I recommend using the power supply. You're going to need a 3.5mm or 1/8 inch stereo or TRS audio cable, and that goes into the sync input there. And we'll plug the power in. Okay, so that's all set up. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to jump onto our computer. And this particular video I'm using Windows, but I think the difference will be pretty similar for a Mac. Okay, so what we need to do is we've unzipped the firmware update. This is firmware update 1.07 from Korg for the Volca FM, and we need to copy those two files across to, in my case I'm going to be using the phone that I showed you before. So we're just jumping them across there, and that's done. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to jump on the phone. We're going to have all that ready to go. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to turn on the power of the Volca FM, and we're going to hold down record. Now why we're doing this is so we can check to see what firmware version we're on. And you can see here that I'm on version 1.01. Okay, so that means that I do need to do this firmware update. Okay, now to do the firmware update, we're going to need to use the phone. Alright. Okay, so just an interruption to this video. It's another day since I did this, and I just wanted to show you, when I actually filmed the video, I actually had all sorts of problems with doing the phone. And I ended up doing, when I did the update, I ended up doing it on an iPad, and I'll show you that in a sec. But I just wanted to try it again because I found out there's a whole bunch of things that you've got to do to make sure it's going to work. And so the first thing that you want to do is when you're playing the file, you just need to make sure the volume isn't all the way up. So you can see there it's not all the way up. And just get it paused and ready to go. Make sure that you've got your volume on your Volca FM turned down. Make sure your phone is in airplane mode. Where's airplane mode there? Turn that everything off there and give it a go. No, still didn't like it. Yeah, so anyway, I ended up having troubles with my phone, and I'm not going to sit here and keep trying and trying and trying. What I am going to show you is I'm going to show you how I got it to work on an iPad. So I know this video might be a little bit confusing, but actually it's probably good for you because it'll show you that these firmware updates aren't as easy as you think. iPad worked. Let's go check out the iPad update now. Rightio, so here's the iPad update, and what we're going to do is just show you how it worked. It's basically all those settings I said before, and when it actually works, this is what you'll see on your Volca FM. It'll show you system, and see how these numbers are counting up. 1, 2, 3, it's almost 4. I'm going to fast forward this bit about here, and you'll see that it turns itself off. And what you now need to do is obviously you need to go to your next file. There's two files, so it's two parts of the update, and then you turn your Volca FM back on again. It will actually update again the same way. So I'm going to fast forward this bit. When it's finished, it says end, and all you have to do is turn it off. Turn it back on again. It should boot into your normal Volca. There we go. Now we're just going to need to check to see what firmware version it is. So you hold down record, power on, and you go, 1.07. So there you go. It all worked with an iPad, and yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little video. It shows you when you do have firmware updates on the Volcas, you do get problems, and these are all little things that you can do to try and get it to work, and there's proof that it works. So there you go. Catch you later.